Here's another FTP update. Today is day 6 and I managed $12.64 on 2 trades, 1 loss on 6C and 1 gain on YM. But what I wanted to talk about today, other than today's result, is the FTP in general and how it's been going specifically this week. So here's the control center, here's what I've done this week. I had one, just a second. I've had a few timing issues. The method has resulted in trades that have just been manifesting themselves at the wrong time of the day, and I'll explain what I mean in a second. And then I've also had timing issues that are based on my own psychology, and we will talk about that too. So first, a rundown of the trades. We have, if I can get this thing to work, just a second. It's not working. Okay, so GC, gold. I lost here, as you can see, but that was a timing issue on my part, and that should have actually been a 3R gain. So I'm out $200 based on that. Then this one, 6C, was fine, so that should have been, let's put an X next to gold. 6C should have been a loss, nothing wrong with that. YM should have been that gain, and it's a bit small, a lot small, but I'll explain why in a second. So that's fine. 6C here, this one should have been a winner. And then YM, another small win, and we will explain why right now. So bearing those trades in mind, and we'll refer back to them, let's have a look at the charts. So gold on Monday, and I think I covered this off on a previous video. In fact, I remember that I did. I took a long here, but I should have waited until it made that move up here, and then I would have got my gain had I have gone long at the same place. So that's trade 1 here. That should have been a win. Then 6C was supposed to be a loss, and that's fine. Long here, stop there. That's trade 2. Then YM, and YM, this is YM last night, I think. Yep, the 13th, so yesterday. My only trade yesterday. Waited a long time, you know, didn't stay here all day, but watched it via apps and stuff on my phone, and then finally got the short, nailed the high here at 85, and had to get out at 75 because of the close and the top step trader rule. So that went 2.2 R in favor because it went 22 ticks for my 10 tick stop, and I ended up getting just the R there, so that's quite frustrating. And then 6C today was, so that was trade 3 on the YM, and then 6C today was this. Again, I should have been going short here, but I got up much earlier than usual today and was doing stuff, then got to my charts earlier than usual. And so I'm really suffering from a lack of sleep. And that really affects my mood and ability to concentrate and stuff. As those of you who have been watching since January will remember my little experiment getting up 7 in the morning, and I really struggled with concentration then. So took a loss here in what should have been a short from 75.5, 575.5 right here. The target was down here, but my management would mean that I'd be out for, you know, 2 point something R near here where this reversal candlestick came in at these lows. So that was a loss instead of a gain. And then finally YM. So if you remember just now the third trade that which was YM here, now we're on the 5th trade, and this is a small win. That was a small win last night, the third trade, which was YM, and now the 5th trade, YM again. I had my target right here at 97 based on higher time frame analysis, and I got short. You see I got the high again via, you know, the analysis, my method, 329 short, got out 316, so that's 1.3 R gain. So yesterday was a 1, this is a 1.3. Bearing in mind that obviously I'm going for much bigger targets based on higher time frame analysis and making sure the risk to reward matches the win rate metric. So that 1.3 is no good long term, but I had to get out because of the news. And we had several news events here. We had, you see these red here, which is the calendar that I use. At 2:30 Central European Standard Time, you can see we got retail sales, consumer price index, another one, and a third one. And I look at the number of reports as well as the volatility expected. So we've got 3 volatile reports out at 2:30, and then we had a couple of others, 2, 3 others, or 4 others outside of that. So those clump of economic reports meant that it would have been gambling to keep those positions on. So as much as I really wanted to gun for 97, I had to take it off here for 1.3. So what would have been 3.2 turned into 1.3. Same here, I was looking for, I can't remember what it was, I think it was, let me pause the video and check. I was looking for 48 here, but again, if I'm short from 85 and it gets down to these lows and it's a 2R or greater trade, then I'm likely to get out for that gain there. But irrespective of what the result would have been, it's the fact that the market is, the timing, the signals are coming at such a time that it's difficult or impossible to hold on lest I break rules and hold through economic announcements. So that's what I did today, and aside from that, I'm just in a bit of a funk as well. My sleep has been thrown off by the summer, certain events that I've mentioned before in my private life, and it's meant that today I had a long from 30. Obviously I wouldn't have been in. The target was 53. I wouldn't have got to that target because I would have had to take it off for the news, so maybe I would get from 30 to 39 for 0.9 of an R, but I didn't pull the trigger on that one in favor of the YM trade that I ended up taking. And then there was gold from 67.1, the target was 69.1. Again, I wouldn't have got there because of the news, but maybe I would have been out for 0.8, or if more than likely I would have been out here for 2R or greater. So that was that, and yeah, those are the gold and 6B are the two kind of regrets I have today, along with 6C. So pretty terrible trading today, even though I'm profitable. So it's only 3 o'clock here in Europe, Central European Standard Time, and I do of course want to continue trading, but I know better than to do that, so I'm going to knock it on its head today, fill out my little thing, which is going to have some poor and some negative stuff there, because today's just been pretty horrific. Forget that today happened and come back fresh tomorrow. The FTP score is, I'm currently at 229.45, so near highs on my overall equity curve, like about $30 or so, $30 or $50 off the high of the equity curve, and $30 or $50 off the high of the FTP equity curve. So that's it for now, and I will catch you all in the next video. Take care and bye for now.